Love is one of the most beautiful gifts that God has placed in the human heart. It is a feeling so powerful that it can change lives, heal broken souls, and bring light into the darkest moments. When God created this world, He created it with love. The flowers bloom because of His love, the sun rises because of His love, and every heartbeat in our chest is proof of His endless love. Jesus showed us the true meaning of love when He walked on this earth. He loved the poor, the broken, the rejected, and even those who betrayed Him. This teaches us that love is not just about receiving happiness, it is about giving kindness even when it is hard. Many people think love is only about sweet words and happy moments, but real love is much deeper than that. Love is patience when life becomes difficult. Love is forgiveness when someone hurts us. Love is staying faithful when everything becomes challenging. The beauty of love is not found only in the smiles it brings but also in the strength it gives during pain. Jesus loved us so much that He sacrificed Himself on the cross, showing that true love always gives, always serves, and always hopes. When we understand His love, we begin to understand that love is not weak, it is the strongest force in existence. It can restore broken relationships, heal wounded hearts, and lead people back to hope. Love is beautiful because it reflects God Himself, for the Bible says that God is love. Every time we choose kindness over anger, forgiveness over revenge, and faithfulness over selfishness, we reveal the beauty of love. Love is beautiful because it teaches us to see others through the eyes of Jesus. In today's world, many people confuse love with attraction, attention, or temporary feelings. But real love is much greater than emotions that come and go. Feelings can change, circumstances can shift, and people can disappoint us, but true love remains steady because it is rooted in God. Jesus did not love people only when they were perfect, He loved them even in their weakness. He loved Peter after his denial, He loved the woman caught in sin, and He loved those who mocked Him as He hung on the cross. This is the kind of love that changes lives. It is not based on perfection but on grace. Sometimes we experience heartbreak, rejection, and disappointment, and in those moments, we may begin to doubt the beauty of love. We may ask ourselves why love hurts if it is supposed to be beautiful. The answer is that love is beautiful not because it never brings pain, but because it has the power to heal pain. Just as a storm makes us appreciate the sunshine, difficult experiences teach us the true value of genuine love. Jesus understands every broken heart because He Himself was rejected and wounded. Yet He never stopped loving. His example teaches us that even when love hurts, we should never allow bitterness to replace kindness. Love is beautiful because it gives us courage to keep believing, even after disappointment. It reminds us that every tear has purpose and every painful lesson prepares us for something greater. When we trust Jesus with our hearts, He transforms our pain into wisdom and our wounds into testimony. The greatest example of beautiful love is the cross of Jesus Christ. On that cross, Jesus carried the sins of the world, not because He had to, but because He loved us deeply. He could have chosen to walk away, yet He stayed because love chose sacrifice. This is what makes love so powerful. It is not selfish, it is selfless. It does not demand its own way but seeks the good of others. Many people search for love in temporary places, in fame, attention, popularity, or relationships that are built only on outward appearance. But these things often leave the heart empty because they cannot satisfy the deepest need of the soul. Only the love of Jesus can truly fill that emptiness. His love is unconditional, unchanging, and eternal. Human love can sometimes fail, but His love never fails. Even when people walk away, Jesus remains. Even when we make mistakes, His arms are still open. This is why love is beautiful, it reflects the faithfulness of God. Love calls us to become better, kinder, and stronger. It challenges us to forgive when forgiveness feels impossible and to show compassion when anger seems easier. Every act of genuine love carries the presence of God. When we encourage someone who is hurting, when we stand beside someone who feels alone, when we choose understanding instead of judgment, we reveal the beauty of Christ's love. The world often teaches us to protect ourselves, to build walls, and to trust no one. But Jesus teaches us to love with wisdom and courage. He teaches us that while love may sometimes involve risk, it is always worth it because love is what gives life its deepest meaning. Love is also beautiful because it helps us grow into the people God created us to be. When we truly love, we learn patience, humility, and self-control. Love teaches us to listen instead of only speaking. It teaches us to care instead of ignoring. It teaches us to serve instead of seeking only our own benefit. These lessons shape our character and bring us closer to Jesus. Many times, we think love is only about finding the right person, but before we can love others well, we must first understand God's love for us. When we know we are deeply loved by Jesus, we no longer seek validation from the world. We no longer depend on others to define our worth. Instead, we stand confidently in the truth that we are precious in God's sight. This confidence allows us to love freely without fear. Love that comes from insecurity often becomes possessive and controlling, but love that comes from God is freeing and pure. It respects, uplifts, and strengthens. Beautiful love does not seek to imprison, it seeks to empower. Jesus never forced anyone to follow him. He invited people with gentleness and truth. In the same way, true love respects freedom and honors trust. Sometimes, loving someone means letting them go and trusting God with the outcome. Sometimes, it means waiting patiently for God's timing. Sometimes, it means loving people enough to tell them the truth, even when it is difficult. All these forms of love are beautiful because they reflect the wisdom and purity of Christ. As we walk with Jesus, he teaches us how to love in ways that bring healing instead of harm, peace instead of confusion, and hope instead of fear. At the end of all things, love is what will remain. Beauty fades, success passes, and material things disappear, but love endures forever. The Bible tells us that faith, hope, and love remain, and the greatest of these is love. This is because love is the very nature of God. Heaven itself is filled with his perfect love, and one day we will experience it fully. Until that day, we are called to reflect his love here on earth. Every time we choose to love despite difficulty, we become a light in a dark world. Love is beautiful because it gives life purpose. It reminds us that we are not here merely to exist but to make a difference through kindness, compassion, and faithfulness. If your heart has been broken, remember that Jesus can restore it. If you have been disappointed in love, remember that God's plans are greater than your pain. If you feel unloved, remember that the Creator of the universe loves you beyond measure. His love is not temporary. It is eternal. Love is beautiful because through it, we encounter the heart of Jesus. So let us choose love every day, the kind of love that forgives quickly, speaks gently, serves humbly, and believes faithfully. Let us love our families, our friends, even those who misunderstand us. Let us love not only with words but with actions. And above all, let us keep our hearts anchored in the love of Christ, because his love is the most beautiful gift the world has ever known. When we live in his love, we discover that no darkness is too great, no wound too deep, and no life too broken for his beautiful love to restore.